Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Star Wars The Old Republic Imperial Agent Edition. Now, when we left off, we had been brutally tortured by the Star Cabal, and now we will be speaking to Keeper on the Holo Terminal and hopefully getting some sort of resolution as to where they could be located. Hopefully they took the bait.
Secure comm channel open.
Uploading decryption program.
20 hours, 32 minutes. I really thought I'd made a mistake, but you're alive.
You should know by now I'm not easy to kill.
It's been a while. Sometimes I forget. I'm seeing real activity in the Conspirator system. Messages sent, credits transferred. I just need to make sense of it. Meanwhile, it's time we got ready for the final play. But we can't meet so long as their eyes are on you.
I assume they've been tracking me since I left the airship.
Republic and Imperial forces will be clashing around the capital shortly. That's our best opportunity to remove you from sight. You can rig a building with explosives and be caught in a firestorm. Fake your death, and you'll no longer be top priority.
How long have you been wanting to plot my demise?
Since the day you landed on Hatter, on and off. There's an access tunnel beneath the Military History Museum, not on the official blueprints. Collapse the building, and the tunnel is your escape route. You'll need to move fast. I want you heading for the Conspirators' hideout as soon as I find it. Good luck.
Ooh, okay, faking our own death. Well, that seems like a rather, well, suitable task for an Imperial agent, I suppose. So, let us acquire the explosives, which I basically just walked past. That is how observant I am. Yes, I made you think that I had forgotten them, but in actual fact I knew that they were there. Yes. Totally knew they were there. Well, whatever the case, we are now going to be heading on and planting the first explosive, which will be... oh, actually, just round the corner. That's fantastic. Okay, so we've arrived at the location that we must place the first explosive in, but I am not entirely sure where that is. Ah, okay, we're going to have to go up here. I really hope we don't have to fight these droids. They look very menacing indeed, so, well, whatever the case, let's go down to the lower level, and we'll be seeing at the... oh... yes, at the earliest possible convenience where the first explosive must be planted. It seems as though it's right over there. Do you see that? Yes, it's right over there in that corner there. Okay, well, we're going to be, well, hoping that we can do that without being assaulted too much. Oh, obviously we do have to defeat some rebel forces as well, but there's the first explosive. There we go. And now all we need to do is eliminate the other rebels here. Well, this shouldn't be actually too bad because most of them are normal units and they're actually nothing to worry about as such. They're not weak units, but they are just regulars, and that's perfectly fine for me, that's for sure. I really don't like fighting these tougher units because even though we do get to use more of our rare abilities, like ambush and so forth, it is maybe not my favorite thing to do. I really like to use suppressive fire, and I do like to kill things pretty quickly, so... well, that's okay, I suppose. We are dealing some pretty considerable damage as it is, so there's nothing really to worry about there. And as we can see, we're just dealing so much damage. Look at that. And now a nice takedown to finish that guy off. And, oh yes, we have a very nice pressurized coolant tank. I really like those, so we can now eliminate the guys that are currently not affected by it. There we go. We can just eliminate those guys. Thank you very much. And then take that one out, and I think... we will be able to do this bonus mission without any effort whatsoever, because it appears as though most of the enemy units are right in front of our path, which is fantastic. I really don't like going to look for guys to kill, so it's rather nice that they come to us, I suppose. Okay, there's the second explosive planted too. And oh, just when I was saying, oh, please don't give me that droid. Yeah, we now have that droid to fight. Well, whatever the case, it seems as though an ambush is in order, and some poison as well. Ooh, whoa, okay. They have some rather cool abilities by the look of things too. Well, thankfully enough, we also do. And we'll be able to very easily eliminate these guys, no problem at all. Well, this particular fellow at least. There we go, wow. Okay, so I apparently did no damage to us, because obviously Dr. Loken is healing us very, very nicely indeed. And we have now only 4 more units to eliminate for the bonus mission. And then we will be done with that. And there is the third explosive. I'm going to assume that there's 4 explosives in total. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but there seems to be a 4th one. So I can only assume that that might be the final. It seems as though there's one more pillar over there, which we need to obviously get to, so let's fight through these guys. Okay. Well, not too bad, I suppose. Let's see if we can get some snipes going on here. Just eliminate this guy, no problem. And then we can hopefully eliminate this little droid as well. Terribly sorry, little droid. And we'll now be trying to do some damage to the rebel units here. And there we go, that should be fine. Very nice. Okay, so now we can plant the fourth one. I think that should be it. Oh, no, never mind. Okay, there is a final, of course. So, we're going to probably use ambush against the droid first, and then a nice follow-through, and obviously a corrosive dart, and then we will be eliminating the rebel battler. We do not want him doing much. Oh, he interrupted us. How dare you? He actually interrupted our snipe. Wow, that's rude of him, isn't it? Well, whatever the case, we are going to hopefully be in cover here, and hopefully not be affected by many of his abilities now. Nice penetrating blasts, hopefully sunder his armor a little bit. And, wow, he's using his damage shields now, too. Wow, that droid meant business. Definitely wanted to avoid being attacked by that, but, well, we have no stealth capability after all, and, oh my, this appears to be the command center, which has taken a battering, as we can plainly see. Wow, a huge amount of fire and debris all over, but let's plant the final one.
The last of the detonators is set. The honor is yours.
Don't move!
Hawkins to Chief. Target acquired. Down on the ground. SAS wants you alive, but I really don't.
Guess there's nothing to discuss.
Swarm! Swarm!
Oh, yes, that's exactly what we like to see right there. Unfortunately, she is a champion unit. Well, technically an elite unit, and we are going to have some difficulties eliminating her, probably, but thankfully enough, we have taken out her comrades here. So let's see if we can do some lovely damage. There we go. And followed by a follow-through, thank you. And now some nice poison, a penetrating blast, and then we'll get some nice penetrating, well, follow-throughs. Oh, going over there. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, she wasn't that difficult, but I did take quite a lot of damage. Obviously, Dr. Loken was out of line of sight with us right there, so that could have actually turned out pretty badly, but we eliminated her, nevertheless.
We know you're in there, Cypher 9. I've already ordered all SIS forces to withdraw. That building will crush everyone inside. Come out and surrender.
Life as a prisoner of war doesn't sound appealing.
Better than the alternative. The Republic doesn't torture its prisoners. You'll be treated well, put on the official POW list. You might even go home someday.
At least I'll be going out a hero, not a traitor.
Cypher, think...
I think I knew him as a junior agent. Shall we escape?
Holocams missed your exit, and SIS chatter is reporting an Imperial intelligence operative caught in the explosion. Officially speaking, you're now dead. Congratulations.
Do I get a state funeral?
Spies rarely do. You're off the conspirators' scanners, if not for long. I'm sending you the coordinates of the starship Tenebrous. I'll meet you there, and we'll destroy the Star Cabal for good.
Well, that sounds good to me, that's for sure. And, ooh, this rifle's not as good as what we have. I'm always looking for new weapons, that's for sure. But yes, the crystals will do just fine. And they're giving us a 5-pack of complimentary fleet travel passes, which I actually really like. And 53 has now been attained as well. So, travel to the Tenebrous. Where is that? I obviously have to go back on my ship. So, let us take a priority transport. Okay, so upon returning to our ship, I have located the Tenebrous, and we will now be heading on over. As we can see here, this Imperial destroyer is broadcasting standard identification codes, but the military database contains no crew or mission records for a ship called Tenebrous. Either the records have been eliminated, or this is not a military vessel. Well, we're about to find out as we hit the Travel Now button, and we are going to then be boarding it, and, well, eliminating anyone that stands in our way, that is for sure. So, let us do it, as we have some sort of random explosion happen there. And hopefully there won't be any random explosions actually happening in our face right now, because otherwise that would be quite painful, I feel. But whatever the case, let's do it.
Get the power couplings hooked up and see what we can do about that exhaust signature.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Cypher. Meet what's left of intelligence.
Kinda sad, huh? These guys can't even play a decent game of sabacc.
You clean them out yet, or did they realize you cheat?
Cheating's the point. Hell, it's good to see you.
Dare I ask how you found yourself aboard this ship?
Your old boss has set up the escape. I've been running jobs for them. Pays bad. But I wanted my crack at the scum who messed with us.
The Minister of Intelligence suggested using her. He was right. She's very good.
It's almost like old times. Is the Minister here too?
Yes. He,
You should not be moving. I will prepare a fresh dosage.
The Minister brought us together after Intelligence was dissolved. He accelerated my treatments and recruited a corps of loyal operatives. We're working to find the Star Cabal's base of operations. He'll explain the rest in the conference room.
You're not recovered yet, are you? The droid.
I am the Mistress's medical assistant. Her neurochemical levels will require regulation within 20 minutes.
23 minutes. I can still do basic math. I'm sorry, I'm fine. I just need more rest than usual.
If I can help in any way.
What will help is eliminating the Star Cabal, along with every trace of their existence. I believe you can do that for me.
Oh, yes, I believe we can as well. So, let us head on to speak to the Minister of Intelligence, the fellow that brainwashed us in the first place. Not entirely sure if we've forgiven him for that, but I think so. Maybe? Well, we'll see as time goes on. And, well, we're going to be walking through a huge amount of ex-intelligence officers and Imperial Sentinel droids. They actually look really cool, I've got to say. They look very menacing indeed. I don't think we've actually fought any of those before, but, well, maybe there will be a time for that. As we go up in the elevator to level 2, and the Minister of Intelligence is just in here. Okay, so we'll open the door and see our old friend.
You wanted to see me, Minister?
Yes. Come in. Last we talked, I sent you to hunt invisible agents manipulating the war. How did that mission turn out?
It was more complicated than we expected. It's been a while, sir.
Indeed. Welcome back from your tour of duty. I've spent my time calling in favors. Now we face a conspiracy as old as the Emperor and nearly as powerful. Pity we have to destroy it.
Keeper thinks we're on the edge of victory. What's our status?
Your work on Corelli allowed us to trace the conspirators' communications to a space station in the Null Zone. We believe that station to be their base of operations.
What do we know about it? Size, specifications?
Based on its hyperwave silhouette, it could pass as a deep space refueling post, but its energy readings are masked. I want you to take your team there immediately. Any delay and we risk the enemy escaping. Eliminate any members of the inner circle present and obtain their records. The names of their followers, their resources, and every black project they've co-opted.
You have plans for the information?
With the Star Cabal secrets, we can scour the galaxy for what's left of their membership. Otherwise, they'll soon regroup. Of course, the conspirators' secrets have other uses. Once this crisis passes, the Sith will want them in safe hands.
The conspirators used their secrets to blackmail, to brainwash, to disappear.
Cypher, when I began at Intelligence, I saw it as a distraction from my military career. Eventually, I grew to accept my role. I developed goals in place of ideals, and I found ways to achieve those goals. I hoped authority would help me effect change. But for us, there are limits to what authority can do.
Ship's overhaul is finished, sir. He'll get to the station out of sight.
The operation begins. Stop the conspirators and take back everything they've stolen.
If you have something to say to me, Minister, be direct.
You heard the call. Your ship is waiting.
Ooh, okay. Well, he's being rather cryptic there, I have to say, but, well, I suppose he has to be. He is the Minister of Intelligence, so he's not going to be straightforward at any point. But we, I suppose, are going to have a rather difficult decision to make as to what to do with the information, maybe, that we acquire, perhaps, because I am not entirely sure whether I want to give that information to the Sith, because obviously, well, they have somewhat interfered in our affairs rather often, and it would not be the greatest idea, at least in my opinion, to give it to them again, to give more power to them, shall we say. Well, whatever the case, we're going to be heading into our ship. If I can find the entrance. It's been a while since I've actually gone on my ship manually. Yes, it's over here. Fantastic. Okay, so let's travel to the Star Chamber, and we'll see what we have to do there. Obviously, we are going to be eliminating many of the Star Cabal forces, and hopefully requiring, well, no assistance whatsoever, as well as potentially acquiring a couple of very interesting pieces of information. Well, yes, we'll at least hope to do that. So, where is it? Where is the Star Chamber? Ah, it's over there in hut space. But where? Ah, it's there. Okay. This space station is located deep in the null zone, an empty region of space devoid of stars, planets, and any known life. Ships traveling through the null zone are few, and high-intensity scans are rare. There's nothing to find beyond a few drifting wrecks. The station deflects all scans and probes and emits almost no energy. It is impossible to tell whether the upgrades to your ship aboard the Tenebris will allow you to approach undetected. Well, let's find out as we jump there, and oh, it appears as though we are getting a holo terminal call, so let us wait for that.
This is Keeper. You're approaching the station now. I can monitor you so long as you keep an open channel. We'll be with you through the assault.
I'm preparing to dock. No sign they've noticed me.
Your ship is cloaked, but once you're aboard, you'll need to move fast. Take out any conspirators quick as you can. Anyone not there in person, we'll start hunting down as soon as you identify them.
Okay, and now that's all that's left to be done is to gather information on the Star Cabal, and we will be doing that in the next episode. And so I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.